Hello, and welcome back to the Audiotistic podcast. I am your host, Lucas Stan, joined once again by my dear friend, Jay Russell. How
Hi
you doing?
guys, it's me, Jay Russell, Lucas's dear friend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, it's been a whole ass week since we reviewed Clancy
it's,
and
it's been a while.
Next Gen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot can change in a
and
week. Did you know that?
a lot can change. One of those
Yeah.
things being our opinions on the album.
Oh, what a fucking segue.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, our opinions have certainly changed, and that is actually the first segment that we will be going over in
mhm,
this year video. You can also
yeah.
see up at the top if you read those words; those are actually the albums that we have listened to in preparation for this week's episode. If you haven't heard
Yes, we're
those, go do yourself a favor and
two
engage
very good albums.
engage
Listen to those.
in those albums, and then you can come
Yeah.
back and it'll be like you can talk about it with your friends.
You can pretend to have friends, yeah,
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
listen to
yeah.
those albums.
You know,
So,
what's that called?
like
Uh,
parasocial
yeah,
relationships.
parasocial relationships. I would love to be a
Yeah,
parasocial relationship.
yeah, yeah. Become obsessed with us. Yeah,
Oh,
that'd be crazy.
yeah, that
Anyway,
would be
let's get into
crazy.
the albums.
Okay,
So, Clancy, yeah, that was a
Clancy.
great
Wow.
record.
Yeah. What did
Much better than I initially thought.
what
What
did
do you
we
think,
give
Jay?
it first time around?
I think I gave it a 6, and you gave it a seven point
Yeah,
five.
that's true. Yeah, you got very upset about the 7.5, so I made it a
Yeah.
strong 7 instead.
Yes,
Yeah,
but now it might
I
even
won't
be a
make that
strong 8. Who
mistake again.
knows? Oh,
Oh, oh,
yo,
whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't get
no, not for me
ahead of
though.
ourselves.
Not for
Hey,
me.
hey, hey!
Sorry.
What do you mean? If you don't like it?
Okay. So Mr. J. Russell,
Yeah.
any updated thoughts on the album?
No, yeah. So, I thought. Sorry, I'm pulling up the track list now. I definitely have begun to enjoy the album a lot more. Pretty much everything about it. I don't know. I guess getting over the initial disappointment of it not being more of a follow up to Trench, and the fact that it doesn't sound like Trench. Oh, what the fuck it doesn't. The fucking. But now I kind of see the songs as more like, okay, this is just 21 Pilots, and
Yeah,
it feels
I mean, it
so
would have
good
been nice if they didn't lie to us about the whole
if we
trench
weren't
thing.
lied
Yeah,
to.
if they just if they
If
just
they made the
released it as
music,
like an ordinary album and then fucking have
they
to
didn't. Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
oh, listen to this trench,
Welcome
because then
back to
it just
Trench.
it just makes you disappointed, like,
Yeah,
and it
but
just doesn't just not live up to the thing.
going
But
back,
either way, like
all
these
the
tracks are great.
songs, I think,
Yeah,
like the more I get used to them, the more I kind of see how very unique each of them are, and in a very good way as well. I think each of the tracks really does bring a new kind of feeling to the album, new emotions in every track, and new kind of
yeah.
new ideas. It definitely doesn't, regardless of the disappointment of the second half. Not talking about the lore, it's still very good. It's really good actually. I like almost every song on this album at this point.
Yeah, I'm a bit with there with you.
Yeah,
Except the what's the one, the Craving. I still don't like that song. I still be skipping that.
I don't
But
get it, man.
outside of that, no, every song, as you said, like just stands out, and they're all memorable and like just pretty fun. I kind of would have liked to see the album that they advertised, like the whole Trench sequel album, but
Beggars
what we
can't be
got, I'm happy.
choosers,
So yeah.
you know.
Do you have any other more thoughts on Clancy?
There's that whole double album theory, which I think is so hilarious. How many
There's a
people are
double album
buying
theory.
into it? Yeah, it's silly, you could say. That's my opinion on it.
What's this theory that you're talking about?
Everyone's like, "Oh, it's just the exact same fucking thing that happened when they released Scaled and Icy." Is everyone starts coping themselves into thinking that they've released more bad music on purpose just to release a second good album in like a
No, there's no
haha
fucking
fooled
way.
you, you know?
Nah, like I mean, fucking Clancy was not a fucking like shitpost of an album. Like
No,
there was a lot of
Scaled
work
and
that
Icy
went into
was
the
a shit
album.
post of an album.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's kind of weird to insinuate that, and also just doing that as an idea. I don't know. It's a bit gammy. Like, why would you make all these music videos, singles for this mid album that you're only
Oh
releasing
well,
to
okay. Well,
generate hype for
maybe
the
it's
good
not.
album?
No, it's not. it wasn't that. It was more so that theory was like was scaled in nicely. But this time it's not like, oh, this album was shit, we're gonna release a good one. It's more like just a double album in general. Like, oh, there's more because
Ah,
it
there's just
wasn't
another
like
one.
it didn't talk about Trench, so there has to be more music that talks about Trench. Otherwise, why is there so much Trench advertising?
Yeah,
You know,
okay, that makes more
yeah,
sense.
we just don't want to believe
Yeah.
that they're lying. I do not
We just
buy
want to believe that
into
we've been
this
fooled.
two album theory.
No, I
No.
do not either.
Why would they make
Personally, I
another
don't
one?
really. Yeah,
Yeah, they've
but
already released one. Why would they release another one
that
so soon?
that
It's
that
crazy. Yeah.
is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I wouldn't complain if they did release a second one, or would I?
I
Or it was
wouldn't.
mid,
No,
maybe.
it would
No.
give us a better content
Yeah.
because our livelihoods now depend on music released.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are very broke. But
Yes.
I think moving on from Clancy, though.
Yeah.
What about
Moving
next
on.
gen? I think that one's a bit more of a that changed quite a bit for you, I believe.
It did. Yeah. Did it
Yeah.
change much for you?
I haven't really outside of the singles. I haven't really been listening to it because
Haven't
I
gone
do
back to
think
it.
a lot of the tracks are just kind of I don't know. I said what I said earlier. Just the whole album just kind of gives me a migraine a little bit. Listening to start to finish. But the individual tracks I really like. Like I can listen to the individual tracks. I've been listening to like Strangers and Lost and all the singles. They've been in my rotation. But outside of
Which
that, no, I
ones?
haven't really paid the Strangers and Lost.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But outside of the main singles, I haven't really been. Well, besides Pussy, of course.
What would you do for pussy?
Pussy's a
Besides,
band.
we never talk about pussy again,
Okay, yeah.
or like say
We won't
that
talk
word
about pussy.
again.
But what about you, Jay?
I still don't really like entirely buy it as a complete album release, just
Yeah.
because the singles were so like they're just so separated in my head from the album itself that I can't like tackle it as one existing kind of piece of art.
Yeah, I don't really think it even. I don't know. It doesn't really feel like that thought out as an album. I guess I don't think it really has like a particular like idea of what I guess the hyper what was it, the hyper pop you were saying
Yeah,
is,
yeah, yeah.
is like the kind of like run through line of sound, but like a lot of the song, as you said, it jumps from that like fucking it turns like there's a trap song in there, and there's a, yeah, as you said, like Deftonesy song, Limousine.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a bit all over the place, really.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Has it moved up in your
It's definitely moved up, yeah,
ranking?
because I've just kind of made more sense of the songs. I mean, to be fair,
Yeah.
we did only have like a day and a half to process the albums before we did talk about them at first. So it kind of does make sense
Yeah.
to hear like what some of those songs with the much more complicated uh, ideas or whatever the fuck was going on in those songs, and be like, oh, what the fuck is going on in these songs? Then when you get more listening time,
Yeah.
figure them out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not Pussy, but maybe like Utopia or Top 10 Statues That Cried Blood, or A Bullet With My Name On, which is now one of my favorite songs.
Yeah,
On
no,
the
I
album.
remember you being a big fan of that track when we
Yeah.
first talked about it. Yeah. Well, for me, it hasn't really changed much. I'd still give it a 6 out of 10. Would that have changed for you? Would it still be a 6 out of 10?
No, it would be a 7. Or yeah,
seven,
yeah,
there
a
we
7.
go.
I would say a 7, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
With potential of being an 8. Don't forget about it.
Ooh, there's
Don't
always
forget
potential.
about it. There's always
One of
yeah.
these days.
One of
No.
these days, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our little catch up on
That's the opening,
Pussy Records.
the
last
opening
week.
segment.
That is the opening segment, done and completed. Tick
Exactly
it off the
10
list.
minutes.
Yes, yeah.
Put it into chapters on YouTube.
Yeah. No, my lazy ass ain't doing that.
No, you're not
Fuck
doing
that.
So I think we
But,
should introduce the albums. Everyone knows it. You can see the album. But
Yeah,
we should.
bit of
I
a
think
spoiler.
first of all we should have a look at the. Oh wait, no, fuck. Okay, we have to say what album we're doing first. Okay.
We do, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we shall start with your recommendation,
Okay.
Jay.
Yeah, we should
That
start.
being-
Yeah.
All Distortions Are Intentional by Neck Deep.
Yeah.
And the second album being We're Not Here to Be Loved by Fleshwater.
Deftones.
But we're gonna discount
Yes.
Deftones.
Yes.
But we'll jump into the Neck Deep
Yeah.
album first.
I would like to first
Um,
say to look at the album cover. We should mention our
yeah.
thoughts on the album cover because
Okay.
I don't really know what's going on here.
Yeah, it's very orange, which is not really a color
Is
you
that not
see.
red?
That looks orange to me, man.
Oh fuck.
you colorblind.
Yeah. Well, forget about it.
Well, we can
so
have
it's
a-
very
yeah.
orange.
To me, that's orange as hell, bro.
Shit, I don't know.
And I think it's like the world.
That it looks like
Like-
it's the world's and it's been covered in
Kinda-
something, and that
Yeah,
something
some
is
kind of like Play-Doh
coming
thing.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
It looks cool. Yeah, I don't really say it fits in with the album doesn't really sound like how that looks.
It doesn't.
You get me?
I think it sounds like very orange album.
It has an orangey feel.
It does feel orange to me.
Okay, it feels orange.
Oh
good.
wait, doesn't he? He mentions the word orange.
Ooh, man. Okay, clearly I am. I did not read into the album enough because
Hold on,
I
let
did
me.
not understand just how orange this album is. This
Yeah,
might be one of the most orange albums released.
Yeah, let me figure out where he says orange.
Okay, I'll let you figure that out. And who is he exactly? Who is Mr. Neck Deep?
Mr.
Can we
Neck
get a little
Deep.
bit of lore?
Oh, that's a really fucking great question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who the fuck is Neck Deep? I've never heard these fiends before.
So they're like they're from let me Google it. Dude, I don't know much about this band.
How
What?
did you find this album then exactly?
How did I find
what
this
made
album?
you think? Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to know, podcast boy?
I would love to know. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, first of all, I've just looked up where they're from. It says USA.
Oh, okay.
They're an American pop punk band.
Nice.
That's what they do.
We love that.
Especially,
They
you know,
be
this-
whining.
they be whining, and they've been whining for quite a while now, and they've whined their way to this point.
they wind their way to the top.
Yeah.
With all distortions are intentional. Yeah. So, like, do you have when did you first discover Neck
Oh
Deep
yeah,
and
okay,
this
so just during a pop punk phase,
album? Yeah.
I knew somebody that was a big fan of Neck Deep. I was like, all right. They'd gone to see them a few times. Like, all right. I was like, maybe they're actually quite good. So I, yeah, and there's also the that one bit in Low Life that you can hear in this video game CS:GO, which is also
Oh shit. Okay, that changes things.
yeah. So I had, their name was in my head. I was like, oh, Neck Deep.
Yeah,
No, I'm familiar with that name. I listened to them, and they're
Neck
just
Deep, Nico. Oh, okay, sorry.
Nico returns
Nico returns.
on Neck Deep's album. Maybe, maybe.
Yeah.
I think they do modern pop punk as well as you possibly really can do. And I feel like what actually
Okay.
sticks out with this band is they actually kind of know how to write hooks. I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
like pop punk and
I mean-
Midwestern emo don't really carry that same.
Yeah,
kind
no,
of
every
energy.
song tries to be as catchy as possible.
Yeah, Yeah.
And that is kind of like, I don't know. I'll be honest, I'm a bit mixed on this album. I didn't really
Mhm.
like love it. I didn't really hate it either.
I see.
I kind of had to like force, like I listened to it once and I was like, this is fine.
Yeah.
And nothing really kind of like drew me back to listen to it again. It's like my main
Really?
kind of problems just lie in your man's vocals.
Welcome to my dark despair. Everyone here is a nightmare.
I don't know. I know that's like the whole pop punk thing, but it just kind of feels like that voice on like steroids. It's like so whiny, and I don't know if it's like digitally altered or something, but it does like sound even more, I don't know, pop punky than normal singing. What do you think? Yeah, do you like his voice?
he just sounds like a singer to me, to be honest. So
Yeah?
you
I
just
don't
so
know.
you don't like his voice. That's okay.
Yeah, and I didn't really like. I wouldn't mind, if I didn't really mind his voice if I could like, if the instrumentation was really good, but the way the album's mixed, like his vocals are always very prominent, and I think a lot of the music has this kind of like it sounds a bit kind of compressed. I don't know if that's the right word, but like all the kind of instruments just kind of like sound like I can't really isolate the different instruments when I'm listening to it. They all just kind of sound like it's coming from the same thing. But that's just kind of like my weird like that's just a weird vibe I got off listening to it. But well, yeah, what do you like about it, Jay? I feel kind of bad for for not loving it.
No.
But,
It's
yeah.
So it isn't my favorite Neck Deep album.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
do think it's their most enjoyable album to listen to on just kind of a general listen through. I find
Yeah, like
that it's very compact, and I can't really find much filler in there. I feel like every song feels like generally strong. Every song feels
yeah.
like it could be a single, maybe except Empty House or Quarry.
Yeah. Quarry is actually one of the one of my favorite songs.
Yeah,
Because,
absolutely.
it
Same with
wasn't
me.
really it was a big like a complete kind of not like left turn, but it was like a rap song, and
It
kind of
was
interesting.
the instrumentation on that song is really fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm gone off into outer space for a minute just to get.
It's not. Yeah, it's just not the typical pop punk sound at all. It's
Yeah.
not really a pop punk track, but it kind of reminded me of Brockhampton actually a little bit.
Oh, yeah. No,
don't
I
know.
can actually very much see that.
Yeah,
It's just
kind of
some
the
strange
weird vocal
mixing
effects.
decisions on there. Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
vocal effects as well.
I believe I see. I don't know too much, but I believe it's a concept album. Is that correct? There's like a narrative or something to it.
There is a narrative.
Sunderland. I was just looking through the lyrics on Genius, and apparently that's.
There's a narrative
I don't know if
that
it's.
I have actually
yeah.
never heard of.
You don't know the narrative.
No, but okay,
The
I do
lore.
know the narrative. It's a story of a loner named Jet, and this is written by someone on Genius.
What's he saying?
It's written by a guy named Jet and somebody he loves named Alice, who lives in a place called Sonderland.
The opening track. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually quite clever. It's the
Maybe.
Sonder is the realization of random people living a life as complex as your own with their own ambitions. When you like walk out
Oh.
into the street, and you just can't fucking believe that everybody like around you lives a life that's like as important to them as yours is to you. You know that feeling?
I guess, yeah.
It's quite a powerful feeling. It's a very popular. It's quite a common phenomenon.
Yeah. I do have random moments throughout the day where I realize that I am not the main character of the world, and that there are other people who probably live much more interesting, or are doing their own thing completely, and they also think they're the main character. And this is kind of a funny little thing to do. Like we try to put so much importance on our lives.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, at the end of the day, we're all just nerds listening to All Distortions Are Intentional by
We
Neck
are.
Deep. What an album.
What an album.
So yeah, do you have some favorite tracks off this album?
I absolutely do have some favorite tracks, Lucas. Why, thank you for fucking asking. I guess my first favorite, my first favorite track would absolutely. Well, I love Low Life, which I think is so. What's the word? Just the lyrics are just so ridiculous, Oh, and he does talk about
Yeah,
a fucking orange.
Is that the?
Wait,
have you figured it out now?
Yeah.
This is why it's in.
Yeah. Well, okay. So what he said, it's in the first verse. He says, "My colors, yellow and green,
Yellow. That's not orange, bro.
but I like some purple with my tangerine."
Oh shit!
Isn't that interesting?
like the
Yeah,
orange.
tangerine is a
It's an orange.
fruit. Okay, the Genius Annotation says it's a weed metaphor. Okay.
Bro, where is the orange?
That is the orange. It's that is the orange. He's talking
weed
about the
is the
orange. Well, yeah, a
orange.
little bit. And then in the chorus, he says, "Oh well, you're a normie, so fucking boring. Maybe I'll see you in hell, Mister. I'm so important." So he's very fucking angry, right? We can.
Yeah, he's pissed off.
Yeah. He feels like he doesn't. He's pissed off at people who think they're better than others because they're, you know,
Yeah.
because they're so serious. You know, the song is about not making things too deep. I reckon.
That, and I think that's kind of the whole theme. Yeah, I did have here.
Yeah.
Not deep, but doesn't. But that's the point. It's anti-deep.
Yeah,
It's anti-deep.
it's
music.
anti-deep.
This album hates
which is really
deepness.
fascinating. You know,
Yeah.
because I feel like as music listeners really value deepness.
Yeah, and that was my
I value
criticism.
deepness in my
like,
music.
after that first listen, there's not much else to really unpack. I think I feel like to really.
Oh, you silly goose.
I'm a silly goose. I don't know. I like there was no deepness. Like I need the deepness. I can't listen to my album without the deepness.
Well, you know, as we said, the point of the album being, you know, it's not so deep, but the album in itself, when you kind of listen to the lyrics, is really talking about, you know, nothing's deep because I give up.
Oh.
You know, and the whole album kind of paints this, you know, picture of kind of how strange life is when you just don't really give a fuck. And that's like completely kind of packaged up really nicely in Pushing Daisies, which is the final track of the album.
I believe he says "fuck society" in that one. He has a bit of a joke.
He does say "fuck society," yeah. But I think the real message, it's a very nihilistic album. It's less like, oh, nothing really matters.
It is, which is strange because it has such a poppy sound.
It does, which I think is quite clever.
Yeah, the contrast.
But in the chorus of Pushing Daisies, you know, she says, "So if you ask me, remember we all end up pushing daisies, and that's the way it is."
Yeah, we're all gonna die.
Then he says, "I know that I can't change the world, and that's just how it is." And then the big climax at the ending, which I absolutely love, he says, "Fuck society, fuck your politics, fuck yourself, and fuck the way it is."
Ooh.
Which I think is actually really, really sums up what is being conveyed in the album with one kind of big final explode of that energy, which was being kind of slowly conveyed, and then it's all just
just all hits you.
Bang.
Yeah.
Bang at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more obvious in, you know, the sadder songs like Empty House, Little Dove especially, kind of the more sonically sad songs, and then Quarry, which is very, very depressing. You could, you know, it's understatement.
Yeah. He does a bit of the rapping though.
He does a bit of rapping there, yeah. Tyler Joseph, Spiritual Miracle, 21 Pilots reference. Yes.
I believe he was inspired by the song Lavish when writing Quarry.
He was, yes. And we were all thinking it too.
Yeah. But I'm glad you quite liked the album. For me, like, I didn't really find that whole kind of concept to resonate really with me. Like, it felt a bit kind of, you know, like a bit how you'd feel like when you're a teenager, I guess. This kind of feeling of kind of hate and disdain, but not really targeted towards a specific thing or someone. Just kind of at the world, I guess. But yeah, I like some of the lyrics. I like the one about not having a real job and standing at the bus stop. Thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, telling stories. I absolutely love that song.
Yeah, that was a cool track. Quite fun. But
just about wasting away time. It does have a very kind of American high school summer sound, I think, as well.
Yeah. Most of the
very
tracks,
summery album.
Summery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
as you said, with the combined with the album art and the how orange it is, you know, like
the tangerine.
Summer is quite an orangey time to be alive, you know.
Yeah, and it's also an orange album because it sounds so bright.
Ooh, despite
like the color.
being so dark.
Oh,
down.
But the lyrics are so down.
They are so down. They make me want to.
I don't know. I don't know if it would be such a stretch to say that is another 21 Pilots reference.
I don't think so at all, Jay.
A lavish reference as well. Yeah.
I love that album.
Yes.
Greatest 6 out of 10 coming from
me.
But I'll be honest, I don't really have like too many opinions on any of the other tracks.
Right.
Like as I said, I do feel kind of bad. Like I wish I had a bit more to say.
But you
on
think it's mid.
I do think it's mid. I'm just gonna.
You think it's mid?
I'm gonna rip the Band-Aid off. I didn't.
Well, what the fuck, man?
I mean, like it's fine. It's a fine little 40-minute album. It's
You don't
not-
like how he doesn't have a job.
Yeah, I was thinking it the whole time.
You're the Mr. I'm so important they were talking about.
Yeah, maybe this album's about me.
Yeah, the main anime protagonist listens to this album. Can't relate.
I
Can't relate.
I can't relate to the and also what the fuck is the title? All distortions are intentional. What the fuck does that mean? Yeah.
You know.
Hey yo, go on.
You know.
Say something. I think I'm calling this album fraudulent. This album means nothing. What the fuck does the title mean? Someone tell me, please.
Okay, so Ben Barlow says about the title that he says that our understandings and misunderstandings in life happen for a reason. And in our journey from point A to point B, there are a lot of emotional fluctuations, which are all part of the bigger picture. This is an album of drastic juxtapositions and creative choices that might not make sense right off the bat, but they are intentional.
Okay, never mind. It actually is that deep. You know what? Maybe this album isn't that mid after all.
I actually really resonate with that in relation to the album. I'm like, that's kind of exactly what it is. There's all the strange choices on the album, and kind of the more, it subverts a lot of pop punk cliches to deliver a more
mature.
I don't know. It feels much less single based and more like more of a cohesive piece. The album definitely feels very cohesive.
Yeah, it's quite cohesive.
It feels like all these songs belong on the album. They all have a purpose.
Yeah, they all have kind of a it flowed pretty well. There wasn't really a point in which it was mainly just the singing that kind of really annoyed me. I liked when he switched it up on Corey, and I think there was another track where at the opening he sang a bit differently. But for me it would be a 6 out of 10. But that's just me.
That's more than I expected.
That was a light 6 out of 10. You know what I mean? Nothing.
Oh, sorry, light.
Yeah, not a strong 6 out of 10. It could come. Okay. It could be a 5 now. I don't know. Like we'll see.
What the fuck?
if you don't do some good waffling and convince me it's a 6, I could drop that to a 5. But I feel
I can't. What can I do at this point? You don't like his voice. What can I do? Tell you it's good.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, his voice is gas. Have you heard that guy's voice?
His voice is pretty good. I personally have nothing else to say.
For me,
what about you?
I think it's a great listen through album. I feel like it doesn't have any many low points. It is very consistent and strong, neck deep pop punk content the entire way throughout.
It's pretty easy to listen to. I'll admit it isn't really a challenging listen.
Yeah,
because it's quite, it's just there's nothing.
Very digestible listening.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah,
but
it would land at a big fat 8 out of 10.
Ooh, okay, respect.
That's a fat one too.
And where would the album lie in relation to other?
No, it would not be fair for me.
Okay.
To rank these albums that I need to be more familiar with.
Okay, so that's fair. But what really inspired you to choose this album specifically to recommend first?
I thought you would. I thought it was an easier listen than the rest of their albums that they've made.
Okay.
Just because of how listenable it is, and it's a fun album. There's so many catchy moments to really connect to. There's some messages there as well if you are looking for that. But it's just kind of I find it to be a hard to dislike album.
Yeah.
It's just so many strengths.
Yeah, like as I said, I don't hate it. It's just there was nothing really drawing me back, and it didn't really wow me at any point. I don't have beef with Neck Deep. Neck Deep fans, please leave me alone.
That's me.
Please don't hurt me.
Yeah, those things.
How is the Neck Deep fandom actually? I don't know. I don't know anything about these fans.
I don't know. I'm
are they
sure they're out
crazy?
there.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're crazy or not. There's a fair lot of them though. The band is over 3 million listeners on Spotify.
Yeah. Do you have any
They're
intentions of
quite
seeing these guys
successful.
live? Do you think they're?
Absolutely,
Ooh.
absolutely.
Okay.
I cannot wait for the day when I pull that off. Yeah,
That'd be sick.
they're meant to be phenomenal live as well. Really, really fun.
Maybe his voice is less gammy in real life. Who
Maybe
knows?
his voice can be less gammy. Exactly.
But yeah. Unless you have anything else to say, I think.
Oh no, you don't.
What?
No, nothing. Get on with it.
Okay, sorry.
We've got albums to
Um,
review.
So yeah, that was All Distortions Are Intentional.
Wow.
What a 6 out of 10 album.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, we can transition on. Unless do you have any funny stories or something random to say, or we can jump straight into our next
No!
album. Okay. Whew. That was intense. That was
Do you have anything funny to say?
No.
You have any
I
jokes?
don't really.
No
No,
jokes?
I don't really. No, I don't. I don't really do that. Like, funny. Don't really know what that is.
No.
But yeah, let's get into our
okay.
next album, which is
Yeah. For sure.
I feel like you'll have more inclination to beef with this album given my beef with Neck Deep, but
Mm-hmm. I would introduce it.
yeah.
Give it put it on a pedestal.
So this is We're Not Here to Be Loved by Fleshwater. Now this is a band I only started listening to recently, like about a month or two ago, and I quite like this album. It's really short, only 27 minutes. Which is kind of like we discussed this last week with post-human survival horror.
No. Next gen.
No. With survival horror, the way
What?
I mentioned how that album is short, and that's why it's so listenable because every track is just a banger, and I think that's kind of similar.
Oh, yeah,
similar with this album where.
Right.
It just kind of slaps start to finish, and it's paced extremely well. I think the tracks flow into each other like fucking amazingly, and it captures. I think it does a good job of kind of throwing back to like the early 2000s new metal, with that kind of shoegaze spice, and it does a good job of sounding like it came from that period of time, without being like derivative. I still think they have like quite unique aesthetic. If you look at the album art, you got the little ducky, like their whole kind of thing is like kids, bathtub bathtub core. I don't know, but
What?
yeah. If you look at all their merch and stuff,
Wow.
and their t-shirts, it's all like to do with like little rubber duckies.
Kids.
Yeah, I don't know why you choose that to be your aesthetic, but I love this album art anyway because of, you got the little ducky there, and then it's kind of
It's a great album art.
yeah, and it looks kind of creepy.
I really like the choice of the Mario font.
Mario font, yeah, is that the Super Mario
band
64?
name. It is the Super Mario 64 colors. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I did not double check that.
just straight up waffling, or not waffling.
Yeah, but I like the Mario reference. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're big Mario fans over here at the Audiotistic podcast.
Yes.
we rep Mario. But...
Yeah. We've seen him live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so do you have any opening opinions before I get further into the album? What do you think of it, Jay? I've been quite curious to hear.
Yeah. Okay. I have an interesting relationship with this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what that being?
Kind of like it's like I don't really understand why they're moaning.
Because this sounds cool. I don't know. It sounds nice.
It's because it's very much the same theme in every song.
Ooh.
On the album. At the end of every phrase, they will drag the note up or down very slowly to maintain a menacing effect.
Ooh.
And it starts to sound comical after when you notice it, and then they keep doing it, and then they don't stop doing it.
But it sounds so cool.
Like, because like Deftones does it like every once in a while. It's like, oh, that's a cool atmosphere. Every fucking line. Ugh. Okay.
But it's only 27 minutes, so it's not too bad. You know what I mean?
It's 27 minutes of. That's
So for
a
you,
long
this album
27
is
minutes.
washed. Is that what you're saying? This album is a 1-star album. This is
Oh,
a shit album. Is that what you're saying, Jay? Is that what honestly you're saying?
chill the fuck out. You said just chill the fuck out. Look, there's so much to respect and enjoy about the album as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
I mean,
can you think of any?
yeah, I'm just working on. I'm working on it. Bear with me.
All right, no problem.
The way the this might sound like totally audiotistic, but it kind of weirdly reminded me of My Chemical Romance a little bit.
Ooh, okay. I can see that.
In the way that the album like flowed and the energy tried to maintain itself.
Yeah, it's pretty high octane, pretty nutty. Throughout the.
I wouldn't think so. It
No?
felt like quite a slow atmospheric album. I actually wrote that down.
Well, actually, here's what this is another thing, reason why I like the album. I think it's kind of both, kind of really intense, while also, mainly due to your one's vocals, creates this kind of like transcendent, like heavenly atmosphere that you can kind of like space out to. And I think that's
her vocals were really good.
Yeah, no, I think that's kind of the main appeal of the album, is the way her vocals kind of contrast the rest of the sound of the band.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when the male vocalist, he kind of like will come in with some screaming or something. And then that just creates a whole, contrast. Which is cool.
It must be addressed though how gammy the main vocalist, the guy is.
Well, that's quite interesting because this whole project, this band, Fleshwater, is a side project.
Really?
Yeah, it's a side project from the gammy vocalist's normal band, or like main band, which is called Vane FM.
This is Vane FM?
Yeah. This is like their side project where they just got the gammy. That's them, yeah. Oh, so yeah, are you familiar with Vane FM? Is this like a
yeah? I'm like a pretty big fan.
Oh,
of Vane.
Well,
yeah,
apparently not. You don't like your man's
Vane are really good. He does not sound like that on Vane. He's like screaming.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a side project for a reason, I guess. Switch it up, like do a different thing. I mean, I think.
Wow. That changes everything.
Oh, this actually okay. That's good. I like that.
I still don't like it, but that changes the whole context of the album.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, but I do think this project is a bit more successful than Vane. It has like 5 times the monthly listeners than Vane does.
Yeah.
So I find that quite interesting. I personally listened to a couple of Vane tracks, and they were cool, but they did kind of lack the reasons I mentioned that make this album pretty banging.
Vane are 10 times the band.
Damn. Okay. I see. There's some beef brewing here.
Vane are fucking awesome.
But can we get into the tracks maybe?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do.
Got my notes.
I'm a big fan of the opener. I think it's a pretty banging track. What do you think, Jay? Bald Plate Driver.
Yeah, no, I didn't really enjoy that one.
No?
No, I thought. Well, which one was? It sounded like
it's the one where.
Yeah.
What I like about this track so much is that it kind of builds up to the female singer, because it starts off with the lad, from Vane.
Yeah.
And then when she comes in, like, she kind of switches the song up a bit. She just starts holding, like, I like the way she holds on on each word, and like drags the notes out. I don't know if that's how you'd say that.
The moaning.
Yeah, I love the moaning. The moaning goes out.
Yeah.
And as the album is kind of reminiscent to a lot of new metal, like Deftones. And I'm just a big Deftones fan, so that's why I kind of love this. I love this sound. I think Linda Claire is a very Deftonesy sounding song, especially at the beginning. It kind of sounds a little bit like My Own Summer.
It sounds very much that actually. Yeah, I noticed that as well.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah,
like a
it sounded like My Own Summer.
yeah.
It made me want. I actually went and listened to My Own Summer.
Ah, okay. Yeah, afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It inspired me. Yeah.
Inspired you. But yeah, then after Bald Plate Driver, we get into the Closet, which
Yeah, my little
Yeah.
my little notes on Bald Pate Driver went
okay, sorry.
slow and atmospheric,
Okay.
nice layered vocals,
Ooh, so you like the vocals?
and then still slow and atmospheric. Vocals are still layered.
Oh, still lame.
Still layered.
Oh, layered. Okay, sorry, you could add that for a second.
Oh no.
Yeah, but is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, how many times have you listened to the record? Because
quite a few.
yeah.
Yeah, quite a few.
And did it kind of get better or worse after you listened to it? Did it get kind of stale? Would you say?
Neither.
Just kinda-
I didn't really get much or more or less out of it from any of the listens.
Ah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I do think it like I don't think it's like.
I think I hit
8%.
double digits
Oh
in
shit!
the listens.
Damn, and it was just kind of like the same each time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like I would say on listen 10, I would have said it still sounded slow and atmospheric, and the vocals were still layered. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll kind of agree with you a little bit. Like I've been listening to this record quite a bit over the past month, and it is getting like not stale, but I am kind of like I think I've gotten the most out of I can out of these songs, and
Yeah.
but I still am a big
find-
fan of this record. Yeah.
Yeah, I find my issue lies in kind of a not enough dynamic movement and progression throughout the project.
Oh, you think it's
I feel
kind
like
of it's just kind of the same thing for 20 minutes.
It
Yeah.
kind of, you can tell that like it has its idea and it just
Yeah.
kind of chugs along with the idea through the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'd kind of agree with you a
There's
little
no
bit
real, there's no like new ideas really presented throughout the course of it. It's just
Yeah.
this contained kind of
there. That's kind of how I felt about the Neck Deep
industrial-
album, really.
Deftonesy.
Sound.
Yeah, the Neck Deep album had Quarry, unfortunately.
That one track.
So it definitely, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay, yeah, fair. But I really like the way, like, do you not think the transitions are really cool? Like the way Closet transitions into the Razor's Apple.
What's your problem? I don't have a problem. Then why are you here?
What's going on?
Keeps that energy going. You like,
Yeah, I actually wrote whoa
Whoa.
at that point. Yeah. Yeah, I thought the drums were pretty cool. And that and then the Razor's Apple started, I wrote it's the same as the other songs.
Oh. Okay.
Yes. But I really liked the songwriting in the Razor's Apple.
Interesting.
I think that would actually be my favorite song.
Oh, off the whole album. That
Yes,
is
yeah.
one of the singles. I think it's the second single.
It had like a more I had a pretty I liked the structure on it. I feel like it had it was doing more things.
It was trying, whereas the rest of
It
the
was
album.
Yeah.
Yesterday album was not trying. It was failing.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it wasn't failing.
Yeah.
It was like watching a fish flounder next to the ocean. Like, I know it's not going to get back into the ocean, and I know it's not going to stand up and start walking around. It's just going to sit there and do its thing, and I'm going to respect it.
Okay. Did you?
You know?
Yeah. See, I'm just such a big fan of like I kind of like I do agree that it is. I think there's a reason why it's 27 minutes. Like I think the album knows that. Like I think each song kind of none of it overstays its welcome. I think it kind of moves on to the next song quite nicely.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's I think you're not
That is a
giving
very
it.
good point.
Yeah, I think you're not giving it enough credit in the fact that each song sounds like it fits on the same album, but I think there's enough different with each song to kind of justify its existence. And there's only 9 songs, so I don't think like if this was 18 tracks. And it did
Oh,
this,
God.
and it did the same thing. Then I'd probably be there agreeing with you, like, oh, this is just
You'd
kind of
be
getting
beefing
old.
with it too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you just given that it's only 27 minutes, and I respect the hell out of the fact that the lead single "Kiss the Ladder" is literally like a minute and 20 seconds long.
Yeah.
And I think
I actually really like that song as well.
yeah, no, that's
That was the biggest standout on the album, apart from the
Yeah,
Wizard's Apple.
I think it does a great job of kind of selling the album because it does kind of condense that whole sound, like everything you're gonna get from the album into just those 1 minute and 20 seconds. It's a great way of just like advertising the album because it's just like it's such a low barrier of entry. Like the song is a minute and 20 seconds, and then you hear it, and it's just there's just so much going on for those 1 minute and 20.
I really wish more of the other songs were like that.
Yeah, where it's kind of just brief and just leaves you wanting more.
Not even necessarily. I just found that it just wasn't like, it was so unique compared to any of the other songs.
Ooh, okay. Yeah,
I felt like I felt like it did a lot more within this little 1 minute.
I mean, that was a song. Like I just heard that song first and then decided to listen to the album. So I was mainly a fan of that song as opposed to the whole record.
So that was your entryway.
Yeah. I just heard that song and I was like, damn, this is really cool. I like what this is doing.
Yeah.
And then I listened to the rest of the album and I really did like the rest of the album. Like I think it's pretty great.
Yeah.
And yeah, do you kind of agree that it has like a new metal-y sound? Would you call it? What would you classify this album as? No,
I just think it sounds like
2000s.
Well, kind of. It doesn't have any of the, I don't know, kind of big things in new metal that I would actually attribute to new metal being new metal.
Yeah, I mean, it has like the downtuning, I think, right? That's like when
that's not new metal.
That's new metal.
That's
right?
not new. That's no
That's
new.
like-
No, that's not fucking new metal. That's fucking all metal genres.
All metal.
All shoegaze is so commonly done with alternative tunings.
Yeah, but I think I'm not the music guy. You know about your guitars, but I heard like the way Korn, our favorite band, invented new metal, and the thing that kind of and the thing that
invented
and the thing that made their sound so unique was that they downtuned the guitars. Now I actually don't fucking know what that means.
What the fuck do you mean? Bro, there was people down-tuning their guitars decades
but they
before
did it
Korn.
like in a unique like. Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna shut up. I don't know anything. But that's just what I heard. That's like a thing that makes. Okay, how would you define the new metal sound? What kind of makes a new metal sound? What do you associate with it? The kind of mix
that's
of,
such a difficult question.
the mix of like hip hop elements, or
Yes, yeah.
but not necessarily
Definitely
every new metal song is
90s hip hop influence. Kind of the like energy and simplicity in musicality. But new metal is also, quite message based.
message based.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Like a message,
Well, new metal is just, it's very angsty, anti-establishment.
yeah.
That kind of message.
Okay. I mean, I would attribute that to like punk and regular metal as well. But I think I know what you mean. I think what made new metal unique was that it was kind of catchy, I guess, as well. There's a bit more pop in new metal than like some screaming death metal kind of thing. But I think we've gotten a little bit off topic here. But yeah, any other opinions on? I would say it kind of peaks with "Kiss the Ladder," and then after that, like the last three tracks don't.
Yeah,
don't
I
hurt it.
had a lot of beef with Enjoy.
Yeah, that's actually kind of one of the tracks that got them popular because like Bjork was featuring on
Really?
it. Yeah, there was like a pure Bjork version. That
No,
did.
Bjork didn't feature on it. It was a Bjork cover.
sorry, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stupid.
But yeah, they covered a Bjork song. I actually haven't heard the original Bjork song. Have you?
No, I like.
Yeah,
Bjork.
no, I haven't
wouldn't be the
either.
biggest fan.
Yeah, I did go through a very minor Bjork phase
Yeah, I like her first album, the debut.
back
is
in the
nice.
day.
But yeah, she's supposed to make some great stuff. Maybe who knows? Maybe we could talk about Bjork album.
Yeah, enjoy. Oh yeah, that would be a very fun idea. It'd be
Yeah.
a very, very abstract listen, wouldn't it?
It would be. Yeah, we'd have some opinions, I'd say.
Yes.
But yeah, these last three tracks, I think lyrically, I'll be honest, most of the album isn't really supposed, like, I think the lyrics.
It's just very vague metaphors.
Yeah,
it doesn't say anything.
Yeah, no, I'd
Um,
agree, but I think it's more so just trying to sound cool in the moment, rather than actually be analyzed and get something deep out
Yeah,
of it.
it's a very moody album, and the lyrics are kind of morphed to enhance that atmosphere.
Yeah, and like more so the way they're said and sang, that kind of is more important. It's kind of
Yeah.
I'd attribute to the same way, well, like Deftones did their first album, where if you go through the lyrics on their first album, like none of it really makes any sense, but you listen to the actual tracks and he just makes it sound cool. So
Yeah.
that's all there is, with lyrics. But yeah, I think it's kind of interesting when you look at the next track after Enjoy, being Backstairs Breathing, where it kind of gives you the sense that the album's gonna like slow down a bit. And you know, it's not, there's not much really to the song. It kind of like stops just as soon as it starts. Really, it's pretty short, and like the first half of it is just kind of like a build up to like a minute of payoff.
Yeah.
And but it does give that sense of slowing down, and you get to the last track, Foreign, which is not like a slow song, because you know typically
It's a 5 minute long song.
Yeah.
Right. It's quite a long song. You have to
Yeah.
end it off on.
Yeah.
Which is funny because without it, the entire album would have been 22 minutes.
That's true. Yeah.
So it really, it's really very EP length.
You could
Interestingly enough.
call it basically an EP. But with this track Foreign, I was with most albums they end on a slower song, like a sadder song, typically to kind of leave like an emotional resonance with the audience. But you know, this says fuck that and just goes for another kind of banger. I like the kind of last stretch of the song, like the last 2 minutes, where you just have like that guitar and then the effects in the background and the background singing. It kind of just, that is like the big kind of crescendo of the album.
It is a great closer. It's a great way to wrap up the experience. It definitely does
Okay.
feel quite epic.
Yeah, so you like that track then?
Yeah,
To be
for
honest.
sure.
Yeah, so yeah, those are kind of like my opinions on it. Do you have any other opinions?
No, I think I don't really want to rip into it too much more.
No, you can
I already
reference
have
it. Go
done.
ahead, man. Go ahead. Like,
No, that
what? I was
okay. This shit was ass. No, no. It wasn't ass. I think it's just not entirely my style. It's not a sound I'm entirely accustomed to, which I'm hoping will change
Yeah.
with your recommendations.
Ooh.
You need to fix me.
I need to give you some good
Yeah.
recommend. I got to stop recommending.
Yeah. I can't just sit here and listen to a song, and if there's not a breakdown, I don't like it. You know, you need to help me.
Yeah. I'll get you off
Yeah.
the metalcore addiction.
Yeah, please. I don't know what to do.
Well, I'm sure we'll get into that. But if that's our final thoughts on the albums, I think it's ratings time.
Yeah, it's rating time.
What
Wow,
would you?
holy shit.
Yeah, what would you rate this album? Personally, for me, I'd give it a strong 8 to a light 9.
Oh, a light 9.
A light 9. Yeah,
The Fantano rating scale in our podcast.
Sorry, I music is.
Anthony Fantano.
Well, I am balding, so like there you go. Maybe I will be. Maybe I will be. Fantano.
You're turning into Fantano.
Yeah, so
Who do I get to
knows?
turn into? Shit.
Who likes weed?
Is there any other like? Hey,
Sorry.
you got the Hardys are listening.
Jay Russell smokes weed.
Wait, what the fuck? What?
He lives in. I'll cut that out. Actually, I just doxed you.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'll cut that out. No, I promise I'll cut that
Yeah, do you want to apologize for the weird break in audio there because I was doxed?
Yeah, sorry for doxing you.
Yeah,
That was
no,
way
it's
to
fine.
respond to someone not liking an album you recommend. But, yeah.
I didn't even give my rating yet, and you just dropped my full address.
I know you don't like this shit. I can tell.
Well, after I give the rating, you're just gonna shout my social security number.
I'm gonna fucking kill you. Yeah.
Yeah, upload my bank, like all my bank information, and then stab me in my sleep. Oh my god.
Okay. Anyway, rating.
Yeah, anyway.
Give me the fucking rating. What the fuck?
Oh, you always want some fucking rating.
Yeah, come on. Hit me with that.
Okay.
Hit me with that 4 out of 10. Come on. What are you giving this thing?
Oh, whoa. What kind? How did you know?
Fuck you. Now, what are you actually giving it?
A strong 4 out of 10.
Are you actually? No. Are you serious?
What?
You're giving it a 4 out of 10. That's so mean.
Well, if it was a movie and I watched it, I'd give it 2 stars.
No.
Oh, it was so dark, it didn't do anything.
This is so sad. This is tragic. Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is the first albums we recommend to each other. We both thought they were ass. This is not looking good for the rest of the podcast, man. This is gonna be a week of us like hating each other for an hour and then just like leaving. Yeah. Fuck's sake. This is so
fuck.
sad.
Yeah, there's so much pressure on the next fucking recommendation.
Yeah, this we gotta step this up, man. This is not looking well. Holy
That's
fuck.
just bad, man.
A 4
yeah.
out of 10. Man, I failed. Did I pass? Was that a pass? Is 40% a pass?
That's a pass. It's a pass at 40%.
The album barely passed, bro. This is sad.
Yeah, and if one of us doesn't pass, we get replaced with another host. That's like the way this is gonna work. It's like one of those game shows. Get partaken.
Yeah.
Opeth by.
Yeah, no, we might. I'm thinking of getting a guest in, and who is a metalhead, and we will be covering perhaps a metal album. But that is just a teaser.
Oh, metal album. That's crazy.
That is just a teaser for future plans. But
Yeah.
yeah. So if that's it, then I guess we're finishing up.
I guess we have to recommend each other the next album.
I guess we do, yeah. For me, I think we'll switch
Yeah.
it up.
Introduce your recommendation.
I think we'll move.
I wanna know.
Move a little.
Hit me.
Okay, a little bit away from. This kind of well, no, this is also a rock album. Let's say alternative rock. But it's one of my favorite albums. It was my first favorite album. My first album that I was like, this is me. This is a very pivotal album during my teenage years.
Wow.
This is Demon Days by Gorillaz. I think this is a perfect album.
What a very exciting recommendation.
And I can't wait to talk about it. I have so much to say about this fucking album. I love this thing. I really, really, really hope you like it. So yeah, that's my recommendation, Demon Days. And Jay, what would you like to recommend?
Wow. Okay. I'm going to recommend an album that, while listening to the 4 out of 10 album, I thought, wow, okay, if Lucas likes this album, maybe he could really like the album that I wish I was listening to right now that sounds like this but better.
Okay.
So, I introduce to you the Deftones Metalcore Fusion OG.
Ooh.
It's a band called Loathe, and the album is called I Let It In and It Took Everything.
Oh. I let it in and it took everything. From 2020, another COVID album.
Yeah. Another COVID album.
Okay. And 49 minutes. Okay. Well, yeah, how would you is this I'm looking forward to listening to this. I don't know anything about this band. And
Interesting.
yeah.
I hope it brings you more peace than
I
having
hope
to
this is a
listen
thing.
to the whiny man.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Neck Deep. Please forgive me. But yeah, if that's everything, I'd just like to say, thanks for listening. If you managed to listen, this is a bit of a sad episode. It's
A bit of a sad episode. Yeah, this was
bit of a tragic one. We both did not.
We
like
both
each
showed
other's
up.
albums. Yeah.
No, we got on the call. We were like, "Hey, what the fuck, man? Fuck you, Lucas. Hey, fuck you, Jay."
Yeah,
For an hour.
and now we're done, and we can. I don't have
We
to
can move on with our lives.
Yeah, I don't have to talk to this guy for a week. Fuck you, Jay.
Yeah, fuck you, Jay.
But that was a joke. I'd like the preference. I love you, Jay.
Reference?
No, preference. That word. But anyway, that being said, I would like to end this
Thanks,
here.
team.
Thank you, team. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yes.
Goodbye. That was a Stampy
Bye,
Longbranch
guys.
reference. Goodbye.